Okay, so please write which law we should start with. Boyle's law. So what does Boyle's law says? Pressure of an ideal gas okay hello so according to this law
Yes, sir.
according to this law P is proportional to V. Okay, so pressure of an ideal gas pressure of an ideal gas at constant temperature is proportional to
So isn't it inversely proportional?
yeah P is proportional to 1 upon V. Okay, is inversely proportional to its volume. Okay, okay. So when P is proportional to 1 upon V, PV is equal to constant. PV is equal to constant. Now this thing, listen very carefully. This thing you can derive from ideal gas equation also. Let me show you how. PV is equal to nRT, right? If temperature is constant, if temperature is constant, then what will happen? PV is equal to constant, right? And that is P is proportional to 1 upon V. That is P is proportional to 1 upon V. Okay, okay. So that is how we do all these things. That is how we do all these things. What is the necessary criteria for this? Temperature should remain constant. Temperature should remain constant. Remember that. Now, if P is proportional to 1 upon V, what will be the graph of this? So, PV graph basically will be a rectangular hyperbola. So, this is P is proportional to 1 upon V. This PV graph is a rectangular hyperbola. It is called rectangular hyperbola. Okay. Now, if suppose you want to draw PT graph, pressure temperature. So, this is pressure and this is temperature. So, here temperature is constant. So, if temperature is constant, graph will be like this. If temperature is constant, graph will be like this. So, what is happening in this graph? You can see that only pressure is changing, temperature is not changing. Only pressure is temperature not changing. Okay. If you want to draw VT graph, so this is T and this is V. So again, what will happen? Volume will change, but temperature will not change. So here again, volume is changing, but temperature is not changing. Any doubt, any question? Any doubt, any question? Hmm. Okay. Next. You can, frame question also based on this. And if you understand gas equation well, then you don't need to separately memorize these formulas. Okay. In PV is equal to nRT, all these formulas, all these gas laws are included. All these gas laws are included. Okay. Next. So this was Boyle's law. Next is Charles' law. What is Charles' law? Anyone tell me quickly? What is Charles' law? Anyone? Anyone? Have you studied this in chemistry?
Volume is directly proportional to temperature, keeping pressure
Volume is
constant.
directly proportional to
Temperature.
absolute temperature. Okay, at a given pressure. So according to this law, at a given pressure, that means you are maintaining pressure as constant. So according to this law, at a given pressure, volume of a gas is proportional to its absolute temperature. Absolute temperature. So here V is proportional to T. Now again, if you see by gas equation, okay, I'm doing sideways calculation by gas equation. So PV is equal to nRT. N is number of moles, R is gas constant, which is already constant, and P is given as constant. So here it gives us PV is proportional to T when P is constant. When P is constant. Okay. This is Charles' law. Which is third law? Anyone? Which is third law? Which is third law? Anyone? Hello? Hmm? We have Boyle's law, Charles' law, then hello. Gay-Lussac's law.
So can you scroll up a bit?
All right. Then we have hello. Noted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So according to this law, according to this law, at a given volume, given volume, pressure of a gas, pressure of a gas is proportional to its absolute temperature. Its absolute temperature. Okay. So P is proportional to T. P is proportional to T when V is constant. That is also easily we can derive using ideal gas equation. Okay. So from here P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2, where P1, P2, T1, T2 are temperatures and pressures respectively. Okay. You can take P1 as initial pressure, T1 as initial temperature, P2 as final pressure, and T2 as final temperature. But what you need to ensure is that volume is fixed. Volume is fixed. Okay. All right. Can we move further? So basically in your PV is equal to nRT, you have pressure, you have volume, you have number of moles, you have temperature. So if you fixed any two, then there will be a proportional or inversely proportional relation between rest of the two. And people worked on that and then they became scientists based on their simple work on that part. That's it. Understood? Okay. Now let us talk about uh, energy of a gas. Energy of a gas. And before that, we need to talk about degree of freedom. Degree of freedom of a gas. Degree of freedom of a gas. Now try to understand what exactly is the meaning of degree of freedom. Okay. So when heat is given to a gas, when heat is given to a sample of gas, when we say gas, that means sample of gas. So when heat is given to a sample of gas, then the number of ways, in which it can utilize slash exhibit that energy is called degree of freedom. Degree of freedom of the gas. Now just to get a simple meaning of this, suppose if I give you laddus, okay, sweets basically, right? So if I give laddu and someone ate it, then one student can start smiling. Okay, that is laddu effect. That the person has had the laddu, and due to that, the person is smiling very beautifully. That is the effect of laddu on that person. Now, to the next person, when the laddu was given, that person started singing. Okay, because he was so happy and he wants to express his happiness by singing. The third person after eating laddu, became so happy and joyful that he started dancing. He started dancing. So, what is happening here? Try to understand. After eating laddu, people are expressing their happiness, and the number of ways in which they can express their happiness, okay, that will be called degree of freedom of happiness. I'm just trying to create analogy, okay. So basically, in a similar way, if you are giving heat to an object, then what is happening? That object is absorbing the heat. Now it is going to exhibit the heat, okay. That exhibition, the way it can utilize it, is called its degree of freedom, okay. So for a monoatomic gas, for a monoatomic gas, there are 3 degrees of freedom. There are 3 degrees of freedom, okay. So basically, what will happen, that when heat is given to a monoatomic gas, the gas will start moving. Now it can move in x direction or y direction or z direction, okay. So all 3 degrees of freedom of a monoatomic gas will be translational. All 3 degrees of freedom of a monoatomic gas will be translational, okay. All 3 degrees of freedom of a monoatomic gas will be translational, okay. Now let us talk about, this is monoatomic, then diatomic. So for a
So could you please scroll up?
hmm, please note quickly.
Done, sir.
Okay. For a diatomic gas, degree of freedom are 5. Degree of freedom are 5. Now what do you mean by 5? So out of these 5, 3 are translational, 3 are translational, and 2 are rotational. 2 are rotational, okay. So for a diatomic gas, total degree of freedom will be 5, 3 translational and 2 rotational. Now you may ask, sir, what is rotational degree of freedom? So try to understand. Suppose you have this gas molecule. So in gas molecule, obviously it is diatomic, so there will be 2 atoms. So this is atom 1, this is atom 2. So this system, or atom 1, atom 2 system, can rotate about this axis, okay. So this can rotate along y axis, and this can also rotate about z axis. This can also rotate about z axis, but about x axis there will be no rotational energy. About x axis even if it is rotating, it will not have any rotational energy or rotational kinetic energy. So that's why degree of freedom for a diatomic gas are 3. Degree of freedom for a diatomic gas are 3 plus 2, 3 translational and 2 rotational. Okay. So simply monoatomic gas, the degree of freedom is only translational, because for a point mass there is no rotational kinetic energy. For a point mass there is no rotational kinetic energy. Okay, because it is a tiny rigid sphere, tiny, very tiny. Now comes, acha, I'll be talking about one thing separately. So this is diatomic. For polyatomic gas, for polyatomic gas, there is, or you can say there are 6 degree of freedom. 6 degree of freedom. So when there are 6 degree of freedom, okay, 3 will be translational, 3 will be translational and 3 rotational. Okay, 3 will be translational and 3 will be rotational. All right, please note. Please note. Okay, all right. So now we can make a small table. Mm. Monoatomic, diatomic, polyatomic. Okay. Degree of freedom is how much? F will be 3, 5, 6. Okay. In that translational will be how much? And rotational will be how much? So all 3 will be translational, rotational will be 0. In diatomic, 3 will be translational and 2 will be rotational. In polyatomic, 3 will be translational and 3 will be rotational. Okay. Now, I was telling you that I will tell you one thing separately. So now pay attention to that. Okay. Suppose this is a gas molecule. I am taking diatomic as example. Okay. So if this is a diatomic gas molecule, this can be actually understood as this kind of system. Okay. The bond in gases is not very rigid and it is a covalent bond. The bond in gases is not very rigid. Due to that, if temperature is high, then these gas particles, okay, will start vibrating also. Okay, these gas particles will start vibrating. So at very high temperature, at very high temperature, gases will have, in fact, which gases, let me mention that also. Diatomic and polyatomic gases will have two extra degree of freedoms. Two extra degree of freedoms. Okay. Two extra degree of freedoms. These are
Sir, could you please
vibration.
scroll up? My connection was low.
Just a second. These are vibrational degree of freedom. These are vibrational degree of freedom. Okay.
Could you please scroll up a bit? Sir, the polyatomic thing.
Just a second.
Done, sir.
Okay. So this vibrational degree of freedom, this comes into picture. Be very clear about it. This comes into picture only in case of very high temperature. Now, how much is this very high temperature? So, temperature which is above 1500 2000 degree Celsius is considered as very high temperature. Okay. So, mention that also. Temperature above 1500 to 2000 degree Celsius is considered as very high temperature. Okay. So only when in question it is mentioned that very high temperature, if that word is there, okay, or let's say they say on stars, okay, so that is indication that the examiner wants you to consider very high temperature. That is indicative of that examiner wants you to consider very high temperature. Okay, and that means he wants you to use vibrational degree of freedom also. All right. Okay, let us move further. So this was degree of freedom. Now what is use of this term degree of freedom? Let us talk about it. Okay. So we were also talking about energy of a gas. Okay. So energy of a gas. This was the topic which we were about to study. So what is energy of a gas? So please write energy of a gas. Energy of a gas can be considered as, so TE is equal to PE plus KE, total energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy, right? Now by KTG, KTG means kinetic theory of gases, we know that gas molecules, do not exert force on each other except during collision, right? Yes or no? Yes. So by KTG we know that gas molecules do not exert force on each other except during collision. Hence an ideal gas does not have any potential energy. Why? Because see, gas molecule, one molecule is not interacting with another molecule. Interacting means either attractive force or repulsive force. It is not there. So there is no potential energy due to that, right? Also, we have studied in KTG that there is no effect of gravity either. So there can be no gravitational potential energy also. So PE of a gas is 0. Hence, that means PE of an ideal gas is equal to 0. Remember this is really very important conclusion. It is really very important conclusion. So potential energy of an ideal gas is 0. Okay. Now what is significance of that? That means that also means total energy of a gas, that also means total energy of an ideal gas. Total energy of an ideal gas consists of potential energy only. Total energy of an ideal gas consists of potential energy only. Sorry, kinetic energy. I'm so sorry. That means total energy of an ideal gas consists of kinetic energy only. That means what type of energy it will be? So TE will be half mv square type. Okay. TE is equal to half mv square type. If you remember, but for gas, V is proportional to root of T. Correct? If you see RMS formula, if you see average formula, if you see most probable formula, speed of a gas or RMS value of a gas or average speed of gas, all three are proportional to root T. That means TE of a gas is proportional to, hence TE of a gas is proportional to its absolute temperature. This is really very important. This is really very important. The total energy of a gas. Okay. First of all, we concluded that it is purely kinetic. Total energy of a gas is purely kinetic. We concluded that. Now, second conclusion which we are drawing, is that it is proportional to absolute temperature. What does it mean? That means when absolute temperature of gas is increasing, its total energy will increase. If absolute temperature of gas is decreasing, its total energy will decrease, and so on. All right. So this is the crucial point. This is the crucial point. Okay. So total energy of a gas is proportional to its absolute temperature. Total energy of a gas is proportional to its absolute temperature. Okay. Now, this we have talked about, our analysis, a description of energy of a gas. Now, there is something called law of equipartition of energy. Law of equipartition of energy. This is interesting law. What this law says, that when heat is given to a gas, or when a gas is heated, so when a gas is heated, okay, when a gas is heated, energy gets equally distributed. Energy gets equally distributed. Energy gets equally distributed in each degree of freedom. Each degree of freedom. This is very important lesson, that whenever you are giving heat to a sample of gas, whichever gas that is, okay, whenever you are giving energy to a gas sample, that energy will get equally distributed in each degree of freedom. Okay, so if gas is monoatomic, that will get equally distributed in all three translational degree of freedoms. If your gas is diatomic, then energy will get equally distributed in each degree of freedom, and it will be divided into 5 parts. All right. Okay. So if small u, it is symbol which you are using is small u, is the energy of one molecule of gas, one molecule of gas at temperature capital T, then small u is equal to half into Kb into T. Okay. Small u is equal to half Kb into T. Just a second. If small u is the energy of one molecule of gas at temperature T for, let me add one more thing in this, for 1 degree of freedom. 1 degree of freedom. So u is equal to half into Kb into T. Hence, for f degree of freedom, okay, so let me call it u dash. So u dash will be f by 2 into Kb into T. Okay, these two things, these two formulas are for one molecule. Remember that. Okay, for n moles of gas, n moles, or before that let me talk talk about 1 mole of gas. For 1 mole of gas, so capital U, okay, is equal to F by 2 RT. F by 2 RT. So this is for 1 mole of gas. And this is for F degree of freedom.
Could you please explain again what is KB?
KB is Boltzmann constant. KB is Boltzmann constant. Okay.
Okay, sorry, sir,
Yeah.
I had forgotten.
No problem. No problem. So for 1 mole of a gas for F degree of freedom. So U is equal to F by 2 RT. So for N moles of a gas, so U dash, capital U dash is equal to F by 2 nRT. So this is the formula of energy of a gas. Okay. Let me call this as equation 1. Equation 1 gives energy, or you can call it internal energy. Equation 1 gives energy or internal energy of a sample of gas. Sample of gas having n moles, and F degree of freedom. Okay. So equation 1 gives energy of, everyone, just a second, huh? Just a second, 1 minute. I'll be back. Yeah. So please note that this is the most important formula related to internal energy of gas. Okay, or you can say energy of gas, because there is no component which is potential. So all gas energy consists of kinetic energy only. Okay, so energy of a gas is totally, purely, only kinetic. Energy of a gas is totally, purely, only kinetic. All right. Please note. Question. Find internal energy of 2 moles of hydrogen, 2 moles of hydrogen at 27 degrees Celsius. R is given as 8.31 SI unit. Okay. Basically, that is joules per mole per Kelvin. Okay. Please find that. Please give answers, everyone. Don't be lazy. Davis is saying 12465 Joule. Arath is saying 12450. Aditya is saying 12465. Everyone solve and give answer. I'm waiting for your answer. You just need to do calculation. Only simple plain calculation. Nothing else. Yes, Aditya, internal energy is kinetic energy, or kinetic energy is internal energy, actually. Okay. All of you, please mark your attendance by writing your names in the chat box immediately. All of you, mark your attendance by writing your names. Okay, everyone, please pay attention. So U is equal to F by 2 nRT. F is degree of freedom. The gas is hydrogen. We know hydrogen is diatomic. So this will be 5 by 2 into number of moles 2 into 8.31 into 300. Why? Because 27 degrees Celsius is nothing but 300. 27 degrees Celsius is nothing but 300. So 5 into 8.31 into 300, and that becomes 12465. How you were getting 1 to something 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 Arad? Why your calculation was wrong,
So no,
Arad?
I had taken it as 8.3 and not 8.31.
Okay, okay, all right. Next question. Next question. Capital N moles of an ideal diatomic gas are kept at temperature capital T. N moles of an ideal diatomic gas are kept at temperature capital T. If capital M moles get dissociated if capital M moles get dissociated at same temperature, find change in internal energy of gas. Find change in internal energy of gas. Okay. Find change in internal energy of gas. Please find. In class 43 students are present and only 39 has marked their attendance. Where are remaining? Hmm. कहाँ सो रहे थे आयुष आप? People are not giving answer. That is quite strange and painful also. Quickly give answer. Everyone please pay attention. Capital N moles of an ideal diatomic gas. So U initial is equal to 5 by 2 because for diatomic gas degree of freedom U, we are using formula U is equal to F by 2 nRT. This formula we are using. So U is equal to 5 by 2, N is capital N, R is capital R, T is T. This is equation number 1. Now what has happened that some moles, and how many moles? M moles got dissociated. So U final will be, now if M moles are dissociated, how many moles of diatomic are left? So that will be 5 by 2 into N minus M. N minus M into R into T. Okay. This will be the energy of diatomic molecules. Energy of diatomic, right? Plus, now if some moles are dissociated, so if a diatomic gas is dissociated, which type of gas will be formed? It will be monoatomic. And how many moles of that will be created? 2m moles. So F by 2 will be 3 by 2 into 2m into R into T. So this is energy of, this is energy of monoatomic. Okay. So how much the total becomes? So 5 by 2 N RT minus 5 by 2 capital M RT plus 3M, or let me write it as 6 by 2. 6 by 2 MRT. This is your U final, equation number 2. So delta U is equal to U final minus U initial, and that means 5 by 2 capital N RT plus 6 by 2 minus 5 by 2 is 1 by 2 MRT. This is final minus initial is 5 by 2 nRT. So what we are getting is delta U is equal to half M RT. Aradhya, your answer is wrong. Aradhya, your answer is wrong. Okay. It is not NRT. It is MRT. It is MRT. Understood, everyone?
Excuse
Say
me, sir.
yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So how did you get that n minus m?
Because total moles of diatomic in the beginning were N, right? Say yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So and how many got dissociated? How many got dissociated? M, right? So if M are getting dissociated out of N, then how many of diatomic are left? You tell me. You tell me. Tell me.
N minus m, sir.
Right. Clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. Now I am giving you a similar question. Okay. And this time I want all of you to solve that. Question. N moles of an ideal triatomic gas are maintained at temperature capital T. If M moles get dissociated, if M moles get dissociated into monoatomic, find change in internal energy of gas. Find change in internal energy of gas. Please find. Please find. No, Aradhya. No. Aditya is saying 3 by 2 MRT. Davis is saying 3 by 2 MRT. Okay, everyone, please pay attention. When I gave similar type of question, even then such less number of students are participating, that is really bad. That is really bad. Okay. So U initial is equal to F by 2. Now for triatomic gas, triatomic should be treated as polyatomic. So 6 by 2 N RT. Okay. So this is U initial and that can be written as 3 nRT. That can be written as 3 nRT. Now U final is equal to 6 by 2 into N minus M RT. This is for triatomic F by 2 into nRT plus For each triatomic what we can say dissociated, there will be 3 monoatomic created. So degree of freedom will be 3 by 2 into 3m into RT. All right. So that can be further written as 6 by 2 nRT minus 6 by 2 MRT plus 3 into 3 is 9 by 2 MRT. So that becomes 3 nRT plus 9 by 2 minus 6 by 2 is 3 by 2 MRT. That is U final. So delta U is equal to U final minus U initial. So delta U is equal to 3 nRT plus 3 by 2 MRT minus U initial is 3 nRT. So delta U is equal to 3 by 2 MRT. Okay. Any doubt, any question, anyone? Good. Good. Next question. Next question. So volume of this side is V0, volume of this side is also V0. This is a valve. Okay. These are insulated. These are insulated chambers. Insulated chambers means there is no loss of heat. There is no loss of heat. So here it is P1, comma T1, comma mono. Here it is P2, comma T2 die. Okay. So basically what we have a valve which is separating two chambers. In one chamber pressure is P1, temperature is T1, monoatomic gas is kept in volume V0. In another chamber pressure is P2, temperature is T2, gas is diatomic and volume is V0. Okay. So if question says if valve is opened, find final temperature and pressure. Find final temperature and pressure of chambers. Okay. Please solve this. Please solve this. Let me give you a hint. I'm not going to solve it for you. I'm going to give you hint. Okay? Because I want all of you to put your efforts first. You need to do two things. One is moles conservation. Moles. Number two, as the chamber is insulated, total IE, internal energy basically, will remain fixed. Total internal energy will remain fixed. Okay. These two things you need to do. These two things you need to do. I want all of you to solve this question and post your answer in Teams. Okay. I'll check homework of each one of you. This is a homework question. Are you all listening?
Yes.
Yeah. Davis, do these two things and then give your answer. Your answer P final will not be P1 plus P2 by 2. Your P final will not be P1 plus P2 by 2. Don't be in a hurry to get the wrong answer. Okay. Okay, everyone. I want all of you to solve this question. When is the next test? You will be informed, Aradhya. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.